So today we are going to talk about the force. So what is force? Force is generally any push or pull that we learn in a textbook. So what we will do, we will understand the concept of the force, what exactly it is. Okay. So consider this is a surface. This is a plane surface, and on this plane surface there is a football here. Okay, what is there is a football on a plane surface, and it is at rest. It's not moving, it is at rest. So we want to move this football in this direction. What we have to do? Yes, anyone knows it. We have to push this football from this side, and this will move like this on this side, right? But if we want to move football on this side, what we have to do? We have to push, either push football from this side or we have to pull football from this side. Also, we can pick up the football in our hand against the gravitational force which is acting downwards. Also, we can press this football from all the directions so that we can change the shape of this football. So what is force exactly? So force could be the push or the pull or changing the shape and structure of any object. So these are basically the forces. Okay, so now what is the force exactly that we will understand? Force is nothing but the product of mass into acceleration. What is force? Force is mass into acceleration. But why these two quantities? Why mass and acceleration is there in a force? So just for an example, consider this football is of 500 gram, just half of a kg. So and you are standing here, how much force you will need to push this football on this side? Very less, right? But consider it's a huge spear of 100 kg, then how much force you will need? A lot of force. So that's why the mass is there, because your force will be directly proportional to the mass of this football or spear object. Okay, that's why mass is here. Now the acceleration. So what is acceleration? In the last session we learned that acceleration is change in velocity upon time, right? So at the initial stage, spear or the football is at rest. That means the initial velocity of this football is zero. But what happens when we push this football from here to here? Obviously its velocity changes and it starts increasing from this rest position. Okay, so up to a particular point the velocity will keep on increasing. That means the acceleration will keep on increasing. Okay, and suppose we want to move this football from this position to this position, so we have to understand the mass and acceleration of this process, because if we know the mass of this football, then we will know that how much force to apply on this so that it can attain a particular velocity to reach here. Okay, that's why these two quantities, mass and acceleration, are there in a force. The force is a vector quantity. Why? Because it depends upon, to express this force you need magnitude as well as direction. You have to decide if you want to move the football in this direction, then you have to decide how much force to apply on it. Both things, the magnitude as well as the direction, will be required to express the force. That's why it's a vector quantity. Okay, now we will understand about this spear. See, this spear is at rest and it's on earth. So what forces will be acting on it? There will be two forces acting on it when it is on earth. One is the gravitational force, right? One is gravitational force. What will be the gravitational force here? The gravitational force will be equal to the weight of football, right? What is that? Mass into gravity, that we all know, right? So wait here. So I will just tell you the difference between the mass and weight. I want to ask all of you guys one question. See, um, if this ball is placed on the moon, what will be its mass and what will be its weight? See, suppose this ball weighs 1 kg, and if it's placed on a moon, what will be its mass and what will be its weight? Or if this ball is placed in a space where the gravity is 0, what will be its mass and what will be its weight? So do you guys know about it? See, so what is mass? Mass is nothing but the material contained in a particular body. Mass is nothing but a material contained in a particular body. So if you move on a Mars, or if you move in space, what will be the material contained in the body? It will be the same, right? But weight is nothing but mass into gravity. So if you are in space, the gravity will be 0, and that's why the weight will be 0. That's why the astronauts feel weightlessness in a space. You got it? But the mass, see, if the mass of astronaut is 50 kg, its weight on Earth will be 50 into 9.8 meter per second square, right? That is how much? 490. Right? 490 newtons, because weight is a force. Weight is a force, that's why mass is there, and instead of acceleration, gravity is also one kind of acceleration, and that's why it is here. But the weight is also a vector quantity, remember, because it's one kind of force. It is acting in the downward direction, right? So we have understood about the um, gravitational force, which is a weight, but there is equal and opposite force acting on it, which is a normal force. This is called a normal force. Okay, so when the object is at rest, the net forces acting on this body are 0. Why? What are the net forces? The net force is equal to normal force plus your weight, that is the gravitational force. So when the object is at rest, the net force is 0. These two forces cancel each other. They are in opposite direction and they cancel each other. That's why the net force is 0. But when you push the ball from this side to this side, or this side to this side, the net forces acting on body imbalances. It's in a balanced position, that's why it's a 0. When it's imbalanced, the object starts moving. There's a force added in this. When you push this object, a new force will be added here. Okay, and that's why this ball moves. Okay, so what we learned today, we learned about the force, what exactly the force is, and we also learned about the difference between mass and weight. Okay, so in the next session we will learn about Newton's laws of motion, and we will also learn about what normal force is, and basically we will learn about the various forces, types of various forces. Okay, basically various types of forces. Sorry for that. And if you like this video, please like this video in YouTube and please comment it. Okay, thank you very much.